All right, Jazz, what is going on? How are you doing?
It
Why do
was
you support Trump?
yeah, so like the other guy was saying, like the tariffs, immigration, like just a bunch of issues that I stand by with Trump.
Okay, which one do you want to focus on?
I think we could just like piggyback on what you guys were talking about.
Oh, okay. If so, we're talking about the tariffs. I was explaining
Right.
how hurting Americans isn't good economic policy, but helping them
Yeah.
by investing in them and by establishing strong labor rights, which Trump is against, is good economic policy.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so then we agree that Trump has bad policy and that the
Oh wait.
Democrat is
Well,
good.
oh, I thought you were asking me if like tariffs are a good policy, and I said yeah.
Why would I ask you that? They're clearly
Yeah, that's what
not.
I misheard you. Sorry, I was like
Okay, so why do you think they're good policy? Or what do you think I said that was wrong there?
well, I mean, I think like the other guy was saying, like I think we need to be like tougher on China because they were like ripping us off.
How?
Well, they were like taxing on American goods a lot. Making their products too expensive.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as we were talking about before, if we want to make sure American goods, like the goods that we have in America, are less expensive, tariffs literally do the opposite of that. They are a tax on goods, and Americans eat about 40% of that tax,
Yeah.
according to the largest firms in the United States. So tariffs simply raise prices on Americans.
You want to give me like a source for that?
Yes,
Yeah, because you said like it was like
tariffs
multiple like
are being felt by
yeah.
Americans.
Also, it has to be like a reliable source.
Yeah,
Can't
no,
just be like you know.
it's literally the largest investment firms in the United States. So
Okay,
first of
it
all,
better not be CNN.
Center for American Politics has a good thing on this, but it was it was McKinsey. I think it was McKinsey that released it. Um, yes, McKinsey said that in May 2025 that tariff policies are being felt by Americans at 40%. But regardless, like it's or there are more studies, but it was like it might have been Standards and Poor's too, but whatever. That is, but that's just what tariff. Do you know what tariffs are?
Yeah, it's like a tax.
Yeah, it's a tax. It is a tax on
Yeah.
imported goods. If you tax
Right.
those goods, they're more expensive.
Well no, it's the thing is like Trump is using them strategically.
I wish he
Like
was. So that's what.
no,
Sorry.
he is
So
like for
one. Sorry.
example like
Wait. Actually, I'm sorry. 1 second. 1 second. Somebody said,
yeah,
"Why is Trump against labor rights?" Well, he's against them because he likes to exploit his workers. That's why. But what he has done is destroy the National Labor Relations Board and been incredibly anti-union as a president. This, destroying union power.
right. Okay.
But so sorry. Back to you. If tariffs, what tariffs were made for is to protect small industries that are growing, right?
Yeah.
America's on top of the world. We created this economic system so that we benefit the most from free trade. And when you do like random huge tariffs on every economy in the world, including islands with just penguins on them, those aren't
Yeah.
targeted. Those aren't strategic, and they hurt the
Well,
Americans.
actually, it's actually strategic because like you saw what like the Prime Minister of Canada did, like with the Ronald Reagan, advert. Trump added like an extra like 10% tariff on it.
With one of our closest trading partners, one of our closest partners who actually import American goods, which is one of the things Trump wants to do, export more goods. He is adding an additional 10% because they insulted him. That is that is
Yeah. What
literally
was it?
the
What
worst
it was?
thing a president could do. Well, I mean, not literally, but that's like you see how childish and horrible for Americans that is.
Well, I mean, it was like deserved because you don't like disrespect like the president
I'm sorry,
of the
how
country.
peasant brained are you right now, bro? You don't disrespect the president.
So,
You should be able to
yeah,
say
well,
whatever you want about the president.
uh, I mean, like I said, like this is why like Trump is doing this. Is like he's like putting his foot down on these people.
He
Something
looks
Biden
like a
like lacked.
child. He looks like an imbecile. And that's not putting the foot down on those
No,
people. Again, that's hurting Americans. An extra 10% price means that Americans suffer.
right.
Like,
Uh, well, I don't honestly like. I don't blame you for like thinking like that because like, we literally had like Biden. He was a fucking joke. He was like
what
getting
do you
run
mean
over
you
by
don't
these.
blame me for thinking like that? Thinking like what?
Well, you said Trump is childish, and I'm like for doing this, but I don't blame you because like we literally just went through like Biden, and he was like he was a joke. He was getting like run over by these countries, taken advantage
When?
of.
How? In what ways was America getting
Well,
taken
like
advantage
he
of?
was like the laughing
Except by
stock of like
Israel. But,
yeah, Israel, Ukraine. Let's see.
well, sure, but Trump's
Well,
getting taken advantage of equally. And, well, actually, now Trump is
I
just
don't
simply
say.
taking more advantage of them for his own benefit and not the American people's benefit.
Yeah, but like it's still like
And again, I don't know why we're
Biden.
going back to Biden. Like, we're focusing on Trump.
Well, because
He's
this was
behaving
like
like a
Biden's
child.
problem.
Biden has
Wait,
nothing to do
how?
with this. How?
No,
Because when he
actually,
got insulted, sorry, it wasn't even an insult. It was a video of a past president, Ronald Reagan, one of the most lauded people in his party, just one of his speeches. And Trump got so insulted because his policy was so obviously terrible that even Ronald Reagan was calling it bad, and posthumously, that he hurt the American people by making our prices go up. So, I'm what part of that is even not just good but acceptable?
yeah, like well, it's actually it's because of Trump. He has character. Something that like Biden lacked. Yeah,
Dude, are you trolling?
I'm not trolling. Like Trump, like if you notice, like he's very different from like Obama, like Biden, because like
Yeah, I noticed.
he's very vocal. And he doesn't like mess around. You want to fuck around, find out. That's basically what Trump is.
Who's
You know,
finding out? Who do tariffs
the
hurt?
countries,
And
the country.
Americans, dude. Like, you're right. These countries are getting hurt. But just because other people get hurt doesn't mean Americans benefit. And Americans are getting hurt by this. It hurts our economy when you add more friction to trade. Free trade is good for a reason. Now, we should be improving the economy here at home, and the way you do that is by investing in Americans, by
Yeah.
supporting unions, and by actually enforcing labor rights.
Yeah, but like it's making the U.S. look stronger. Like we're actually
Dude,
respected.
Donald Trump
We're
throwing a
respected
fit
again.
over the words of Ronald Reagan does it boggles the mind that you think that's strong. Like, it's sad. Do you think Andrew Tate is a strong man?
What does how's that relevant?
Because it's the same kind of strongman mentality. They push others
Not really.
down and they like insult and they project images of strength through like, ultra misogyny or whatever. But it's not strong. It's wimpy. It's pathetic. The way Donald Trump acts is pathetic. Getting that pissy over an ad of a former president, you think that's awesome?
Uh, I mean, like I said, like Trump, you know, he's big headed. He's a very he's very vocal. He just like speaks his
Yeah,
mind. Like
so
I
does
like I
Hitler.
would.
Hitler's big headed. That doesn't make him good.
Okay, come on.
No, no, I
Let's
know,
not
but no, the
compare
point is
the
just
president
saying that
with
he's
Hitler.
loud. The point is just saying that he's loud and speaks a lot doesn't make him good or what he's saying good, right?
Wait, sorry. Repeat that.
Just because he speaks a lot doesn't mean that
Yeah.
he's good and doesn't make what he's saying good.
Uh, yeah, but like honestly, like I will admit, like, sometimes like he like talks too much, but at the end of the day, like, I would rather have a president like that than like Biden
No, okay, but
or
if what
Obama.
he's saying is actively stupid and harmful, then I wouldn't. Obama was like, oh, you talking about like the cognitive faculties of presidents. Don't say anything about Obama. Like there were a lot of problems with Obama, but he was fine
Exactly.
cognitively. Um,
Yeah.
but
Well,
Donald Trump,
I'll give you that one. I'll
yeah,
give you
Donald
that
Trump
one.
like rambles incoherently constantly. Did you hear what he said about the his
Yeah.
cognitive test the other day?
Yeah. He said it was like spectacular.
Yeah, and
It
like
was
it
like
wasn't. It was stupid. Now, obviously, he's like, but he's more there than Biden was at the end. Like
oh
we
yeah,
can
yeah,
agree on that. But Biden has nothing to
yeah.
do with this. What we're
Exactly.
talking about is Donald Trump's economic policy. I don't even really care about how stupid he is when he speaks right now. If he was benefiting the American people, yeah, I would like hate what he had to say, but whatever. But he's hurting Americans.
Yeah, but like if you look at the tariff revenues, we're actually getting like 30 billion a month.
Not
So on the returns.
not nearly enough to cancel out the massive effects of the tariffs on the American people and the massive reduction to the economy as a whole due to tariffs. Right, the economy grew by about 2% last this cycle, which was like surprising.
Right.
People thought it was going to shrink way. It was going to shrink.
Yeah. It's like
1.9% of that was
Democrats.
all just AI. Besides AI, there's only point 0 like 0.01% growth or 0.1% growth in the American economy. 90% of consumer spending is being spent by the top 10% of income earners. So American economy like
Right.
isn't functioning right now.
Yeah.
There's the vague notion that it is, there's impression that it is, but he's bad for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Trump has like a background in business. I think
And
I
he
trust him.
dude, he went bankrupt like 4 times. He bankrupted casinos. The only business where people go in trying to lose their money. I mean, they're trying to win it, obviously, but who go in understanding they're putting thousands of dollars just give away. He bankrupted casinos. He bankrupted an airline. He bankrupted a steak business. So he bankrupted a university. He just did a rug pull crypto scam on the American people. So no, I don't trust his business sense or him as a person. In fact, his assets would have done better if he just put them into an index fund than manage them the way that he did.
Yeah, well, I mean, like that's pretty harsh, like because like a lot of billionaires like it's pretty typical for like them to go like bankrupt before they like very successful.
Warren Buffett has never gone bankrupt. Bill Gates has never gone bankrupt.
Yeah, well, like they make up like less than 1% like of the examples. Like if you look at like billionaires like let's see like George Soros, who else?
Okay,
Let's
so
see, Mark Cuban.
look, you're saying that
Yeah.
you support him because he's a businessman. He was a bad businessman. Well, like he wasn't a very good businessman. He was a good showman. The Apprentice was very good. He was good at branding. He was very good at branding. I'll give him that. But he was a bad businessman. He was a scam artist of a businessman, and he's a scam artist of a president. And he's telling you that he's going to help you, while you understand, as we've gone through multiple times, he's hurting you.
Yeah, well, like, are you personally like affected by the tariffs, or are you just like
We we all
going
are.
like
And
well, I'm
we're
not.
all affected by the state of the American economy as it's going. There were
Well,
600,000 layoffs from Amazon. He is cutting SNAP benefits for 40 million Americans. He's doubling the price of healthcare premiums
yeah,
across the country.
yeah, well,
So
that's
all
actually
of these
Schumer's Democratic Party. Like,
no what are you talking
yeah,
doubling healthcare prices?
no, no, no. The government shut down.
Yes, the
So
government the government
Democrats.
is shut down to
Yeah, because
stop
of
Trump
Schumer.
from yes, because Schumer is stopping Trump from cutting the ACA and doubling healthcare premiums across the country. So all of these effects
No,
compound on
no,
each
it's
other.
actually because Trump and the Republicans they don't want Schumer and the Democrats to like give Medicare to like
Okay,
illegals.
okay, dude. I've heard that so many times. One,
It's actually true.
it's no. I'm sorry. Look. the only way undocumented people can get health care through like anything federal funded is through state funds, which is 100% the state's rights. Because if you're undocumented, you don't have the documents to get it directly from the federal government. Second of all, hurting the entire American public to hurt a very specific group of people in America isn't good policy. It like the amount of money he gave to Argentina would like cover any amount of money we're spending on undocumented people's healthcare tenfold more. And then third of all, that's not the reason the government shut down. The Democrats wouldn't care about undocumented immigrants. They don't. They aren't protecting them. Like it'd be crazy. It'd be we would be the leftists would be shouting from the rooftops if the Democrats were actually protecting them for that reason. They're protecting the ACA, the Affordable Health Care Act. Trump is trying to take away those subsidies, which will mean that healthcare premiums across the country double, and people won't be able to afford to live.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't you agree that the ACA hasn't been like that successful as people will make it seem?
So it's a band aid. I think we need to get rid of these scam artist private health companies that are making our healthcare more expensive and less accessible. I agree, it's a band aid. But here's the thing
Exactly.
Trump is stabbing through that band aid to hurt Americans even more. We should heal the wound. And you're right, a band aid isn't good enough, but stabbing the wound isn't better.
Yeah, but like, the ACA like already like increases like the prices of like Medicare. It's also like very limited resources. It just depends on where you at. Like if you're in like in a sanctuary city, you might have more options, but still.
Well, so yeah, more urban place will have more healthcare, and you're actually right. 1/3 of the people affected by these cuts are directly from Trump majority places. A huge amount of the people are in rural areas, and so many rural hospitals will close down because of this, which means everybody, regardless of whether they get benefits from the government, will be affected because so many hospitals will shut
Yeah.
down or not be able to provide services. So these policies that Trump is the cornerstone of his platform are hurting Americans, whether it's healthcare or tariffs.
Yeah, but like, so like, why are you like? But we should be like putting the blame on the Democrats because they're the one who caused like the shutdown.
Who's in power right now?
Yeah, but like, who
No,
caused
no, 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 no,
the
no.
shutdown? Like, we're in
Who
this
is?
position because of the Democrats.
Why are the Democrats? The government being shut down isn't the problem. I don't care right
Actually,
now.
like, it's a big
No, no,
problem.
no, no,
Well,
dude. The major problem is if people's healthcare doubles in price. It is already the cause of 50% of all bankruptcies. Half of all bankruptcies are caused by healthcare debt, which, by the way, Trump is trying to put healthcare debt back onto your credit report so that you get punished even more for the private insurance system. And you're right, I blame Democrats for the fact that we have this band aid system, but I don't know why you're looking at a government controlled entirely by Republicans, in which they could end the shutdown by agreeing not to cut the ACA and saying, look at the Democrats trying to help you and the American people. Let's blame them for this rather than Donald Trump, who is trying to hurt you and the American people.
yeah, but like, the prices of like U.S. like healthcare is going up because of like the price inflation for like drugs, like physician, salaries, also like the hospital, like
Physician salaries aren't the reason prices are going up. Administrative
yeah, but like I'm
costs
saying, like
are
it's
going up
just
by
like part
more.
of it, like hospital equipment, like it's also like it's dealing with inflation, so that's a big
So,
part of it.
sh- sh- yeah, sure. And just cutting
Also, so
benefits to people
you should also put a big blame on like big pharma, like because
of I
the prices of
yes,
drugs is skyrocketing. Yeah,
100%. And the way
exactly.
that we solve that is by regulating them and by banning scam artists making your healthcare more expensive. What Donald Trump is doing is going in the opposite direction. He's making
Actually,
sure that private companies have more power over you and the government has less power over our healthcare.
yeah, but what was I gonna say? That's why Trump put like RFK, like he's actually exposing like the big pharma companies.
Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh dude. Dude, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so he's
Okay, wait,
like for
what's the
example,
what's the problem with big pharma? Tell me.
well, like the drugs, like they're over like charging,
They're
like
overcharging for drugs.
hospitals.
They're also creating like overly addictive drugs, but that's another thing. They're overpricing drugs. The American people pay for
Exactly.
90% of R&D research. That's because private corporations aren't willing to spend the kind of money it takes to do scientific development. Not only are
Yeah.
we funding the research, we're also paying for the drugs again when we're actually paying for them. We should regulate that. We shouldn't let these private corporations steal from us and scam us. Donald Trump isn't doing that enough. He's taking credit for what Biden did to lower drug prices. He and again with the private insurance companies, he's destroying the only socialized healthcare that we have, replacing it with nothing, and just making it more expensive for people. He is doing exactly what you don't want done.
Wait, but like, how is he doing that? Like exactly,
He is cutting the ACA subsidies. That's what this government shutdown is about right now.
yeah, but I mean, we've already agreed like the ACA hasn't been that successful, thus far.
You're right. So if you have a wound and you have a band-aid on it, we have three options. We can either remove the band-aid, let the band-aid stay on and wait for it to heal, or we can go for an even more intensive healing session. What Trump is doing
Right.
is removing the band-aid, exposing our system to even more problems. Now, I'd say he's actually like stabbing us even further, but whatever. He's removing the band-aid. The Democrats, yeah, they're just leaving the band-aid on. I don't think that's the best option, but it's better than just removing it. And I would love to do the third option, a more intensive care program, like getting stitches, like a universal healthcare program. We need to do that. There's no point in just removing the band-aid before we can get to that though.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess to some extent, like I agree with that, but
So then
like
Trump's
it's not black and
bad.
white though. Like there's a lot of like Trump would probably try to fix it, and the Democrats would just step in and stop
What
him.
has Trump said? Okay, so um so here we've gotten to a point where we agree that just taking away the ACA benefits is bad. So what Trump's doing is bad. Now, what you're saying is Trump probably has a plan to stop it. What is the only thing he has ever said about his plans to replace the ACA?
Uh, yeah, I mean, he said he wants to replace it with something better and less expensive.
Yes, that's what he said, and he said that he has concepts of a plan. He's never
Yeah,
given anything to actually replace it because he doesn't care. He just doesn't care about doing that. His only goal is to stop this socialized healthcare so that private companies can scam us more. That's what his goal is.
yeah,
The only people who have suggested an alternative are Bernie Sanders, who is a real alternative for a Medicare for all, for a universalized
God.
single payer healthcare program. It would save us
Yeah.
$740 billion a year.
You want to run down that plan for me? Because I'm having a hard time understanding what you mean.
Sure.
I'm not
So
a big Bernie guy.
yeah. I can't give you like the entire every the way it works the entire time, but I can tell you like the basics of it. The way our
Right.
healthcare system functions right now is we have the doctors who provide care and the people who want access to that care. Of course, is expensive, and so if you're really unhealthy, it's gonna be really expensive for you, and if you're really healthy, it's gonna be inexpensive for you. And so there are these insurance companies created to even out that price. But the thing is, these insurance companies have a profit motive. Their goal is to throw up barriers to healthcare to make you pay to get around them. Now, it can be beneficial if those insurance companies are done correctly. But when they're done with a profit motive, in which they get more profit, the further away they can keep you from getting healthy and getting your healthcare that's sitting there, that with where the doctors are, the more profit they get. That's a bad system, not only because it means that you have to pay more to these scammers, but these doctors have to do so much more work. My mom's a doctor. She spends hours every single day triplicating forms for insurance companies. Um, and so much of the time that can be spent on patient care or just on the doctor's quality of life is spent on these insurance companies. Single payer, universalized healthcare programs would just get rid of that middleman that's scamming us out of money and keeping us less healthy. It would mean that doctors and these hospitals are assured that they're getting, the resources that they need, and that the American people are able to go into whichever doctor's office is most convenient and accessible to them and get care right there, rather than having to go through these scammy private insurance companies.
Yeah, so like I mean, I guess I agree with like some of your points. So like are you like a Luigi fan, just like out of curiosity?
I condemn political violence in all its forms. Um,
It's not
I
really political. It's I mean, maybe to some extent, but like it was more of like a form of his like protest like against like the insurance companies.
using political violence.
Yeah, but like are you a Luigi fan or not?
We need to change the insurance company that we have in this country or system. But hey, look, I appreciate you had an honest conversation with me. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty reasonable. Like like most magas like me, like we're pretty reasonable people.
Most people are pretty reasonable people. I'll agree with that. All right. Can you tell everyone to like, share, and subscribe?
Okay, you're talking to me.
Yeah, tell everyone to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Tell everyone to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, guys. Like comment, like, share the live,
There you go.
and don't forget vote for Trump 2028.
Okay. All right. You guys. All right. Get out of here. Oh, don't. I don't condone the last part of that message. The earlier part, I do. Most MAGAs like me. Everyone thinks that everyone's like them. That's how it works. But everyone is actually like me.